Good morning or good afternoon, everybody. Today we're going to be reading a persuasive text called Edison's Best Invention. We're talking about Thomas Edison, who invented a lot of different things. If you look at the cover, you might be able to predict what you think Edison's best invention is according to the author of this text. Okay, I'm going to give you a second to look at the cover, make the prediction. All right, I'm going to tell you my prediction. I predict the author is opinion is the light bulb is the best invention. So let's take a look and see if we're right. And first look at my pictures. This is Thomas Edison right here. Thomas Edison was America's greatest inventor. A true visionary, he invented so many things that we could argue about which one is the best invention. Some of Edison's most popular inventions are the kinetograph, the phonograph, which is a record player, and the light bulb. But in my opinion, Edison's best invention is the light bulb. Ooh. We can compare inventions in two ways. First, good inventions give people ideas that lead to new inventions. We can tell how good an invention is by looking at how many other inventions has inspired. Second, good inventions change the way we live. Imagine the world without certain inventions. What would life be like? A truly good invention changes our lives for the better. The light bulb has inspired the most new inventions and it made the biggest difference in our lives. But don't just take my word for it. Let's learn more about three inventions and then you can decide for yourself. All right, let's take a pause right here and see. Right here we have Thomas Edison was the greatest investor. Come on, I don't only want to stop right there. This is a opinion. All right, opinion. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all my opinions in yellow. So if I'm reading the story, I can continue and mark opinions in yellow. And after right here, he says, the light bulb, in my opinion, is Edison's best invention is the light bulb. So I'm going to line that in yellow. All right. He also said that we can compare inventions in two ways. Good inventions give people ideas that lead to new inventions, and good inventions change the way we live. Those are also his opinion, right? So I have no way to prove that is a way to do it, but that sounds pretty logical to me. But that's telling me that's how he's going to measure and prove that his opinion is right. So it's kind of previewing what the next things he's going to tell us about the light bulb, and he's going to talk about three other inventions. So he's going to help us make up our mind. Let's read on and see what else. Oh, wait a second. Visionary. What is a visionary? A visionary is a person who has a new and unusual ideas about life in the future. Carla is a visionary because she is always imagining a way to make things better. All right, let's close our notes. Kinetograph. According to Gene Barrett in Timeless Thomas, the kinetograph was the world's first motion picture camera. The kinetograph inspired many more inventions. This inspiration led Edison to construct the first movie studio, the Black Maria. Black Maria was another name for the vans that the police of the time used to carry prisoners to jail. Edison's audio was small, stuffy, and had black walls, just like the police vans, so the workers called it the Black Maria. He also invented the kinetoscope and the kinetophone to show the first movies. The kinetoscope was a machine that allowed people to watch movies. The kinetophone was a kinetograph with a phonograph added to play sound along with the movie. Mr. Beretta said that the movie industry essentially started at Edison's lab. The kinetograph inspired people to invent new ways of recording life in motion. From TV cameras to cell phones, any invention that can record moving pictures was inspired by Thomas Edison's kinetograph. Inventors also created new ways to watch movies, such as television and online video sites. Edison's kinetograph changed how we can see the world. Today, you can watch all kinds of movies at a movie theater. You can choose from hundreds of TV channels and millions of videos on the internet. You can also make your own movies with a cell phone. You can watch recordings of past events as if you were right there. And you can watch live events even if you can't be there in person. Imagine a world without inventions of the kinetograph. Instead of watching movies and TV, you would go to plays and listen to storytellers. There would be no visual record of historical events. You would only read about them in books. It would be a very different world. The kinetograph made a huge change in our lives. That is why it is one of Edison's best inventions. All right. So he made some good arguments for the kinetograph. So he's going to continue on. It's going to be interesting to see what his argument for the light bulb is. Let's continue on and see what the next invention is. The phonograph. Jean Beretta writes that Edison's phonograph was the first device to record and sound and play it back. Mr. Beretta says it was a major scientific breakthrough. The phonograph led to many more inventions. Edison invented the jukebox, the talking doll, and the dictation machine. Inventors who were inspired by the phonograph gave us vinyl records, compact discs, we call them CDs, and digital music. Just as the movie industry started at Edison's lab, so did the music industry. The phonograph changed the way we listen to music. Mr. Beretta writes that before Edison, it was not possible to record any sound we like. Imagine a world without recorded sound. There would be no singles, albums, or music videos. The only way you would be able to listen to music would be to hear a live performance of a singer or musician. Since we would not be able to record people speaking, there would be no voicemail, audiobooks, or recordings of memorable speeches. Today we can only imagine what the Gettysburg Address sounded like when Abraham Lincoln delivered it. But because of the phonograph, we know exactly what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech sounded like. Let's see what compact disc means.
Compact. Things that are compact can fit in a small space. There are many new compact cars that take up less space and use less fuel than larger cars. Singles. Music singles are recordings of one song. We are practicing one of our singles before we go to the recording studio. Memorable. When something is memorable, it is special enough that people want to remember it. My mom says that her wedding was the most memorable day of her life.
What do you think the most memorable thing of this year is going to be? Light bulb. All right, this is the one the author is like going, it's the best, right? Let's listen. Jean Beretta says a light bulb is Edison's most popular and important invention. Light bulbs are used in many other inventions such as flashlights, automobile headlights, and electric signs. The light bulb inspired more than just new ways to shine light. Mr. Beretta writes that the light bulb worked as part of an elaborate light and power system large enough to power an entire city. Edison built the first examples of the system on Pearl Street in New York City. This system was able to send electricity to many different locations at once. It led to the power grids that carry electricity to customers around the country today. Edison's innovation grid brought electricity into the homes across America. This grid was built to power electric light bulbs. However, once people had electricity in their homes, they could use it to power other inventions. People came up with all kinds of electrical inventions: refrigerators, washing machines, and computers. The list goes on and on. If it were not for Edison's light bulb, we would not have power grids today. Without power grids, we would not have inventions that run on electrical power.
System. A system is a set of things or ideas that work together to get something done. Innovative. An innovative idea is one that has never been thought of before. They are building an innovative tool.
The light bulb changed the world so much that it's hard to think of life without it. Before Edison, people used candles, oil lamps, or gas lights to make light. You could not make light without burning fuel. Burning candles and oil lamps caused many deadly fires. According to Jean Beretta, Edison's light bulb was sturdy, safe, and bright. It made light without burning. Homes are now safer thanks to the light bulb. They are also brighter. Oil lamps burn through the fuel very quickly. People only lit oil lamps for as long as they needed them. Mr. Beretta says the light bulbs burned for a long time, far longer than any lamp. Before the light bulb, the streets of big cities were lit by gas lights. Smaller towns used oil lanterns. Some places had no lights at all. People had to carry lanterns if they wanted to go anywhere after dark. Many people just stayed inside at night instead. In my opinion, Jean Beretta is right to say that the light bulb changed how we live. It brought safe, bright, and long lasting light to homes, offices, and factories. Today, we do not have to stop doing things just because it is dark. With floodlights, we can play sports and go to concerts at night. Street lights, traffic lights, and automobile headlights make our roads much safer. The light bulb has made a huge difference to how we live. It is certainly Edison's best inventions. Still not convinced? Let's look at some more facts. First, let's read this. Did you know? We don't want to miss this little thing here. Edison used Greek roots to name many of his inventions. For example, the word kinetograph comes from the Greek roots kinetics, the Greek word for move it, and graphy, the Greek word for writing. Kinetoscope has two Greek roots, kinetikos and scophos. The Greek word for target, kinetophone, has the Greek roots for kinetikos and phone, the Greek word for sound or voice. Phonograph also has two Greek roots. Can't tell what they are? Notice how knowing the meaning of the Greek roots can help you figure out what the inventions do. You can use the same trick for a lot of words used in science. If you know what the roots are, you can break the word down and figure out what it means. Lighting the way. Let's compare the light bulb with the kinetograph and the phonograph. First, how many new inventions did each of them inspire? The kinetograph led to the invention of video cameras, movies, television, and online video. The phonograph led to the invention of the jukebox, the vinyl record, compact discs, and MP3 players. The light bulb inspired the invention of many kinds of electrical lights, as well as power grids and nearly every invention that uses electricity. The kinetograph and the phonograph led to many inventions, but not as many as the light bulb did. This is one reason why the light bulb is the best invention. Great inventions also change the way we live. The kinetograph inspired inventions that allow us to see things from long ago or far away. The phonograph inspired inventions that allowed us to hear music from around the world. The light bulb changed how we live, work, and play. Thanks to light bulb, we can do things now that were not possible in the past. Our lives are easier, our homes are brighter, our streets are safer, all because of the light bulb. The kinetograph changed the way we see the world, the phonograph changed the way we hear the world, but the light bulb changed the world. If you disagree, think about what's happened when the power goes out. A power outage shows that life was like before the light bulb. It can be fun at first, but no one is sorry when the lights come on again. That is another reason why I believe the light bulb is Thomas Edison's best invention. Jean Beretta writes about the greatest tribute to Edison's talent as an inventor. President Hoover asked the country to honor Edison by turning off the lights for a minute of darkness. The minute of darkness reminded everyone just how much Edison's best invention had changed the world. So, in your Google Classroom, I want you to choose what you think his best invention is, just so we know that you listened to the whole story. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about claims and give you an opportunity to learn how to figure out what the claim is. Thank you for listening.